Before we get into the recap, I'd like to thank the NFL Network for teaching us during the pregame to the Jags-Steelers game what OG means.
The OGs, like himself and Drew Brees and Rich Eisen, just in case you don't know the term OGs, which I may or may not have known, it doesn't stand for old guys, stands for original gangstas. Original gangstas. Gangstas.
Gangstas.
And that, kids, is now the whitest person on earth, per source, which was World Star. Welcome to That's Good Sports. I'm Brandon Perna, and did anyone see a mattress on the field today? On Heinz Field, did you see a mattress? Because the Steelers shit the bed. They projectile diarrheaed all over the thing. The world's bee population is vanishing, just as are the Killer Bees championship game hopes. Gone. Finito. After this season, hopefully that stupid nickname also dies. Jacksonville somehow puts up 45 points, 38 scored by their offense, and advances to play the Patriots in New England next Sunday. What a great game that felt like the Steelers never really even had a chance. This episode is sponsored by BetDSI. There's a link in the description. Use my promo code GOOD25, and BetDSI, one of the best sports books out there, is giving you $25 free to wager. That is $25 free to try and turn into more money. You can bet on any sport, any game at BetDSI. And if you listen to my advice, I told you to take the over for this game. I said it sounds crazy, but take the over, and you would have won money had you listened to me. Here's what's kind of crazy. Blake Bortles finished the game with 214 passing yards and a touchdown. Ben Roethlisberger finished with 5 touchdowns and 469 passing yards, and still fucking lost. The difference in the game was Big Ben's pick that resulted in a touchdown for the Jags, and his fumble that Telvin Smith scooped up for a touchdown. And the terrible play calling by the Steelers coaching staff.
Original gangstas.
On the opening drive, Blake Bortles threw for almost as many yards as he did the entire game against Buffalo last week. It was Ben Koyak and Sean O'Shaughnessy both making plays early. That drive ended with some big furry Jaguar balls being rubbed in the Steelers' defensive faces when Leonard Fournette capped the drive with a leaping touchdown into the end zone. I had one question after this. Will this be the only good one all day for the Jags? Is it deja vu a la the Titans who scored early and did nothing after? Many people were saying the Steelers center, Marquise Pouncey, should have been ejected when it looked like he pushed the referee here. The touching did look accidental, and it's all about whether or not the ref enjoyed the touch. This ref is clearly a submissive. The answer to my earlier question is, the only deja vu happening in this game would be to the Steelers watching the Jags pick off Big Ben. This one by Myles Jack with an athletic play on the sideline. Leonard Fournette followed the interception with an immediate touchdown, bouncing out to the right sideline and dancing his way into the end zone. The end zone of glory. Sacksonville went up 14-0 in the first quarter.
Original gangstas.
On the next series, the Steelers blew a great opportunity to put points on the board. On the 20-yard line in Jags territory on 4th and inches, the Steelers run a fucking toss play against one of the fastest defenses in the league. Of course they lost 5 yards. And any respect I once had for their play calling ability. You're the Steelers, a team with a history of playing smash-mouth football, and you try and get cute on 4th and inches with one of the fattest, tallest QBs in the NFL? All Big Ben had to do was this. First down. First down. Instead, you fucking pitch it out backwards. That led to another Jacksonville touchdown, this time by TJ Yeldon. A 21-0 lead for the Jags in the first half. Pittsburgh finally answered. Their cell phone must have been on silent because they were not answering before this Antonio Brown one-handed touchdown grab in the back of the end zone. In pretty good A.J. Boye coverage, by the way. That's the first touchdown Boye gave up all year. Also, Boye sounds like a soup. What's the soup du jour? It's the Boye. That sounds good. I'll have that. The Steelers had a chance to get back in it. Leonard Fournette exited the game with an ankle injury. temporarily. The Pittsburgh offense was driving again before the end of the half. And then Yannick Ngakoue strip sacks Ben Roethlisberger. The ball is scooped up by Telvin Smith and taken to the house, giving Jacksonville a 28-7 lead. Smith was flagged for pointing, or as the NFL calls it, taunting. This is a penalty in a game where you can be concussed on every fucking play. This. Hey NFL, you don't even know what he was pointing at. He could have been pointing to a sick kid in the crowd. Huh? Refs? Or to Steelers fans acting inappropriately in the crowd. That 15-yard penalty did set the Steelers up with good field position, and all the pointing in the world could not stop the king of dabs. No, not that shit Cam Newton does. I'm talking about Martavis Bryant, king of sucking down cannabis concentrates to get super high, which helps him go super deep on 4th and 11s to finish the half on a positive note for the Steelers. If you hit that dab too hard, your high will not be a positive experience. I can tell you that.
Original gangstas.
Now coming out of the half, the Steelers appeared to be on a mission. A mission to catch footballs despite being perfectly covered by Jacksonville defenders. This time it was Le'Veon Bell who was blanketed by Telvin Smith. He reeled in this Roethlisberger ball somehow. And then at the top of the fourth, Robert Golden blocked a Jaguars punt. Some say this was the Steelers' chance, their golden opportunity to seize. Some say it's just Robert's last name. Everybody on the Steelers team said that because they did not seize that opportunity, throwing on 4th and 1 and not converting while the best back in the NFL goes unused in that situation. On 4th and 1, you try a pitch, you try to throw it deep, but you don't hand it off to Le'Veon Bell. That's like having lobster on your plate and saying, nah, just give me a bowl of the boye instead.
Original gangstas.
My question to you is, who did you think would make one of the biggest plays in this game? Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Leonard Fournette, Jalen Ramsey. Wrong. It was rookie free agent wide receiver Keelan Cole for the Jags, going deep and catching a ball over Artie Burns at the 2-yard line to pave the way for Leonard Fournette to score his 3rd touchdown on the day, taking the Jags lead up 35-21. And I guarantee you, one guy who definitely knows who Keelan Cole is Bill Belichick. Antonio Brown, even when he's covered, he's not. On 4th and 5, Big Ben drops another dime while A.J. Boye had Brown swarmed like a hive of bees. Get it? Killer bees? 35-28. Let me ask this question one more time. Who did you think would make one of the biggest plays in the game? Antonio Brown, Le'Veon Bell, Leonard Fournette, Jalen Ramsey. Wrong again. It was Jacksonville fullback Hamilton Bohannon. Sorry, I mean Tommy Bohannon, with the final touchdown to put the Steelers out of work, just like the tech revolution. Every time I thought this game was over, the Steelers would score again. This time it was a backwards pass to Le'Veon Bell, and then a terrible onside kick was performed, which gave the Jaguars an easy 45-yard field goal to make an insurmountable 10-point lead. Finally, right? 45-35. That was the final score, right? No, the fucking Steelers scored one more time. Final score of 45-42. Jesus. No matter who you rooted for, this game was a touchdown fuckfest, which is fun to watch. Now, if you're a Steelers fan, you have a lot to be upset about. A defense that let the Jags score at will. A week after they only managed 1 touchdown against Buffalo. Poor play calling by Todd Haley and Mike Tomlin to kick the onside kick. In fairness to Haley, though, going deep on 4th and 11 right before halftime was brilliant, but also Big Ben's 2 costly turnovers that handed Jacksonville 14 points. Jags fans, you have to be very excited to shock the country again in a week. If you can score 45 against the Steelers, you can certainly do it again, right? Right? Please tell me, Jacksonville, you can do it again. I have to believe you can win. I have to believe it. I do like Jacksonville's confidence. This was Miles Jack. I think in the second quarter, they need that confidence to continue success through the playoffs. Thanks for watching another episode of That's Good Sports, recap of playoff football shenanigans. Subscribe here on YouTube. If you're on Facebook, please share these videos. The sharing really helps me. I'm on Twitter at Brandon Perna if you want to talk football. That's where we can talk football.
Original gangstas.
Original gangsters. Gangsters. Gangsters.